Paddy Doyle, play for the Dublin Hurlers, and I'm cornerback.
Okay, so talk to me a bit more about Dublin, right? So you came in at what age? How did you start, and kind of how have you worked your way to where you are now?
Yeah, probably with Dublin would have started when I was about 16 with development squads, and then you work your way up. You know, different managers, different working with different coaches. Then would have moved on to 20s, played a bit there, and this is the first season with Dublin. So
is this your first senior season?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. And what was the training like for kind of coming up through the years before you got to senior? Was it quite intense, or?
Yeah, it would have been really good. Like really good coaches, underage, knew what they were doing. Wouldn't have been as intense as it has been now. Big step up, like obviously with senior.
And what's the training schedule kind of like now? Because obviously I know you're still involved with your club, Nath Borough, but you also then have the inter-county commitment. So what's your training schedule like?
Yeah, well, at the minute you just be training with Dublin. Obviously there's a split season, and like you be keeping in contact with the club, and then hopefully when you come back, like you'll be hitting the ground running with them.
So explain to me now, just for other people who might not understand, what's the split season? What's that structure like?
Yeah, so it'll be it's basically the first six months of the year would be dedicated to your county for championship and league, and then the second half of the year you'd be back in with the club for championship season.
Okay, savage. So it's just full on, never stopping, always hurling, never resting. Okay, talk to me about mealtime. What is your kind of go-to pre-game meal?
Normally if I have a game in the evening, Saturday, probably I'll go for Weetabix in the morning, then I'll have just plain chicken and rice.
Just plain chicken and rice?
Just plain chicken and rice. Maybe a bit of soy sauce or something.
Okay, yeah. Mix it up. Yeah. Fair. Keep it moist, you know.
Yeah.
Right. Again, going from the healthy to the unhealthy. Yeah. What's the cheat meal? What's the choice? Sunday afternoon, no football.
I'll be having a pizza.
A pizza?
Cheese pizza, yeah.
Just cheese?
Just cheese.
Okay, so we're going plain chicken and rice with just some soya and just some plain cheese pizza. Easy work. Easy man to please. Easy man to please. Okay. Okay, so for the younger people coming in and lads who are starting their journey the way you have, or they're in the middle of that journey, what would be, say, your top 2, top 3 pieces of advice for those younger lads who are trying to, or women as well, and girls who are trying to get into the inter-county setup and play for their county? What's the kind of advice?
Yeah, probably the biggest thing would be just focus on your skills. Some people might develop later than others, so the big thing for me would have been focusing on your skills growing up. And then when you get older, you're growing a bit and you get faster. But if you don't have the skills, you can't really impact the game. So that's probably the biggest thing.
Looking at the small things rather than control what you can control. Control the controllables. Very good. Okay, so let's take a step away from kind of hurling and GAA. Like there's a Paddy outside of hurling, I assume. So tell me a little bit. Like what's the story outside? Are you in college or in uni? Like what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm in first year of college in DCU at the minute, studying engineering. So that's pretty hectic as well, trying to balance that with hurling as well. Yeah.
And you're playing for DCU in hurl?
Playing for DCU, yeah.
So how does that season interlink? So you've now got a third team involved. How does that how do you even find the time to do that? Yeah,
well, with college it'd be the league before Christmas, and then into the championship after Christmas. So it's pretty hectic around that time of the year, January, February, and you have to look after yourself, the bodies obviously.
How do you go about doing that? So like, is there a specific way? Like there's so many different ways. Like a big part of EOS and kind of in our kind of values is the whole mental and physical well-being side of things. So is it ice water therapy? Is it like what you eat? Is it how you train? Like how do you manage that load, and how do you recovery-wise? How do you manage that as well? Yeah, I suppose it's a combination of a lot of things. I suppose taking the time out, your downtime is probably a big thing as well. Because if you're at college, you're with Dublin as well. You're pretty on a pretty hectic schedule, so you need to take downtime as well. I suppose your nutrition, your sleep is big.
getting in to do your recovery sessions as well, your stretching, your ice baths and stuff like that.
Nice.
Probably just nailing the basics really.
Yeah, of course. So playing for Dublin for the last while, what's your favourite moment so far playing for the Dublin?
So far, probably most recent game, beating Wexford in Croke Park in the championship.
Oh, class, unreal. Flipping that on the other side, going from your favourite moment to the most embarrassing moment, what's your most embarrassing moment in kind of sport so far to date, do you reckon?
Probably my first game for Dublin, I got a black card in the first 2 minutes.
How did that come about?
Well, when someone was shooting goal and I just dragged him to the floor.
Perfect.
Talk
to me about people who inspire you. Like, who's that sports person that's always been kind of someone you'd look up to?
Well, I'm a Man City fan, and I'm not a newly Man City fan.
Okay, important. That's important. Yeah, not just jumping on the bandwagon.
Probably growing up, Yaya Toure.
Yaya Toure, brilliant. Is it just because of the chant, or is it like more than just that?
Just because he's just when he gets going, like Yaya Toure in full flow, it's
just beautiful. So if hurling wasn't a thing, right, and you couldn't be a hurler, right? God forbid, what would be the other? Where else would Paddy excel in sport?
I'd definitely be involved in sport some way.
Yeah.
I'd probably find myself playing. I played a bit of soccer when I was growing up, so I'd probably find myself.
So what position are we thinking? Are we thinking we'll put your 6'12" frame in goal, or are we putting you up front, or where are we sitting?
Probably not in goal. No, I wouldn't be able for that. I'd probably midfield or something like that.
Okay, yeah. So just control everything, sit back, control the play. Lovely, good stuff. Brilliant. Okay, so today is the first day that you are going to be wearing EOS Elite. All right, so you've literally just put them on, felt them for the first time. What's the thought?
Well, initially probably I wouldn't have put a lot of thought into it. Like grip socks, wouldn't have known a lot about them. Would have been sceptical a bit. But like talking to you and Norkin, like I'll be glad to give them a go, like and see what it's like, and I'll be interested to see like the difference, you know.
Yeah, savage. Okay, well, let's put that to the test. Let's get on the pitch and see how they feel. All right. So we've just come in off the pitch. We've done a few drills, bit of running around. You've had the socks on the whole time. First time wearing them. What's the opinion? What are you thinking?
Yeah, really good. Just probably, you know, when you're running around, feet can get a bit sweaty and stuff, and just able to breathe really well, and comfort is just really good as well.
Good. So would you, like, at these, is this something that you'd like to incorporate into what you're wearing on match days or in training, or what do you think?
Yeah, definitely use types of grip socks before, and I'd wear them on match days, and these I'd definitely be willing to give a shot.
Perfect, great stuff.